There are moves every NBA player has, and then there are moves that belong to one guy and one guy only. Stuff so personal, so automatic, that when you see it, you don't even need to see the jersey. Today, we're going deeper. Part 2. 10 more signature moves that defined careers, changed rules, and in some cases, just straight up broke the game. Let's go. James Harden's step back. It was an honorable mention last time, but it's earned a proper spot. Here's what makes it differ from every other step back in the league. Harden barely moves. Most guys attack the rim hard and pull back with urgency. Harden just stares at you, takes a little sidestep, creates all the space he needs from basically nothing. And the reason it works so well is the threat around it. Defenders can't crowd him because he'll bait them into a foul. But they can't give him room either because he'll blow right past them. He's engineered a situation where every choice you make is wrong. The step back is just where it ends. Carmelo Anthony's jab step. Look, it's not flashy. It doesn't always work. Half the time it just means the ball's stuck and nothing good is coming. But nobody in NBA history has jab stepped more compulsively than Melo. Nobody. Get the ball at the elbow. Start the jabs. The crowd already knows he's not passing. It's either a bucket or a brick. His teammates cleared out. There's no rebound coverage. And somehow that was just the offense. The jab step put Melo in a triple threat where he could shoot, drive, or bully his way to the rim. In his prime, it was lethal. In his later years, it mostly meant a mid-range jumper was incoming. Still iconic though. Dwayne Wade's pump fake. This one was so effective, the NBA literally changed the rules because of it. 2011, new rule. You can't bait a defender into contact by jumping into them for a foul call. Wade was the main reason that conversation even happened. Scouts had to put his pump fake in game plans. Coaches were telling their players before tip-off, do not bite, do not leave your feet, and people still bit because the setup looks exactly like a real shot. The footwork, the hip rotation, the ball lift, all of it says this is going up, except it's not. The downside was real too. If the defender doesn't move, you're stuck holding the ball with nowhere to go. That happened more as Wade got older. But at his peak, nobody ran the pump fake better. Nobody. Pete Maravich's elbow pass. Pistol Pete didn't bounce the ball off his elbow. That was Jason Williams. Pete's version was about the snap. You had to whip your elbow hard to disguise the pass and redirect the ball in a way no one expected. But both versions belong in this conversation because both of these guys were genuinely operating in a different dimension. Williams with white chocolate actually bouncing the ball off his elbow in real games. Pistol Pete in the 70s making passes that players today couldn't pull off in an open gym with no defense. Two different eras. Same principle. Do something so weird, so confident that it works. Tim Hardaway's killer crossover. People talk about crossovers now, and they've all been influenced by this man, whether they know it or not. What separated Hardaway's crossover from everything else was the cleanliness. No dragging the ball, no carrying, just a crisp, devastating change of direction. In Golden State, as part of Run TMC, Hardaway was the most explosive point guard in the league for 3 straight years. 20 points and 10 assists a game, and a system that played at a ridiculous pace. Then, in 1993, he tears a ligament in his knee, and he never gets back to that level. Slowly faded out of the conversation as the crossover got reinvented by more famous names. But Hardaway was the blueprint. Jamal Crawford's shake and bake. There are moves you can learn, and there are moves that belong to one person. This one belongs to Crawford. He did it on every team he ever played for. He's done it well into his career when he had no business still cooking defenders with it. It bends the rules just enough to almost be a travel, which is part of why nobody else can really do it. If you do it wrong, you're getting called. If you do it right, you look like Jamal Crawford, and there's only one of those. Guys have tried to copy it for 20 years. Nobody's cracked it. Michael Jordan's one-hand fake. Every Jordan highlight reel has this in it, and half the time people barely notice because there's so much else happening. He'd subtly shift just one hand, and defenders would lose their minds because he's Michael Jordan, and literally any movement he makes might mean he's about to score. The physical part of it matters too. Massive hands made the fake more convincing. Kawhi Leonard does a version of it for the same reason. Lance Stevenson can pull it off. But it's always been a big hands move, and nobody had the combination of hands, threat level, and timing that Jordan had. Shaq's drop step. The Black Tornado. That's what he called it. Quick spin, body shields the ball, and then you're getting dunked on. When the guy doing it is 350 pounds and genuinely fast, there is no counter. None. You need a different sport. He ran it in Orlando, ran it in LA, ran it at 35 years old when he was supposed to be declining. The reason it doesn't get replicated much is because nobody has the body to do it. Shaq wasn't just big, he was explosive. That combination has not come back since he retired. We're still waiting. Tony Parker's floater. This should have been in part 1, honestly. Before Parker, most people didn't even know a floater was a real weapon. He made it into an art form. Parker wasn't jumping over guys or absorbing contact. He was finding angles to score before the contact even happened. Avoid the big, find the soft spot, feather it off the glass. That was the floater. After Parker, the whole league started doing it. Chris Paul, Derrick Rose, Rajon Rondo. Every undersized guard in the NBA now has a floater in their bag, and Parker is why. And at number 1, George Gervin's finger roll. The Iceman. The smoothest player to ever play the game, and the finger roll was the move that said everything about his style. It looks like the easiest thing in the world when he does it. It's not. It requires soft hands, perfect arc, and the kind of touch that most players practice for years and never perfect. Gervin made it look like he was just placing the ball in the basket. Casual. Effortless. Every player knows the finger roll now because of him. It's a fundamental. And it started with one guy in the 70s who just had a different kind of feel for the game. That's 10 more. Drop a comment. Which signature move do you think I missed? What's the one that needs to be on part 3? You already know I'm reading every single one. Anyway, that's all folks. See you next time.